It's Madden NFL 23, where we'll see teams who have been division rivals since 1961. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State in the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Tonight we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that can have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium.
Takes it at the 7.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
It's been a lot of fun watching him advance in his career. Many people question his ability to throw the football coming out of Mississippi State. He's conclusively answered that question. In addition, a very strong runner and an even better leader.
They start on the ground with Elliott, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. And Prescott to Schultz there for the Cowboy first.
A first down carry by Elliott. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front, they moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
From the 44, Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Prescott now from the 50. That's caught once again by Gallup. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Prescott. Looking deep downfield. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
That's going to frustrate the coaching staff a little bit as they dialed up the deep shot, but they weren't on the same page on that play. Heck, I don't think they were in the same book. I think he thought he was going to do something else, ends up throwing it over the sidelines. Well incomplete.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Prescott yet again. Open man is Noah Brown. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. Buying time to his left. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Zeke going to get it on the option. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. 4th down now looming after Philly's defense stands tall in coverage.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Maher is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
After the made field goal, Maher back out there to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34. Second down and 8. Throwing is Hurts.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Dallas Goedert, of course, he'll do well in this stadium. He's got a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
Over the middle to Smith.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
I haven't met a defensive coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job. Hold him to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on first down. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Hurts to throw. He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
A great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
2nd and 2. First down marker at the 5-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first. It'll be Hurts on the option.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
He kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so. Bringing up 2nd down and a bit farther.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Sanders will take this one in for an Eagles touchdown. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it, and he gets it done.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gassed,
right?
Yeah,
a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb. Finding space at the 40.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Prescott now. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Rolling to his right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. Decent run, maybe hoping for a little bit more. It does, though, set up 3rd and manageable.
And every play that's run, if it's blocked perfectly and executed perfectly, it's set up to go for a touchdown, right? But I like the way you described that one. Just get into a 3rd and manageable, nice decision-making, and took care of the football.
Prescott to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott.
Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Second down at 5.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Throwing, Prescott. Over the middle here to Brown.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give to Elliott. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Prescott. And that is incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. And now it's 3rd down. On the draw, it's Pollard.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from 11 yards out.
And the Cowboys are able to move back in front.
In as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Brett Maher on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. That one as a 12-play drive, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, and they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Play action. Here's Hurts. He finds his man, complete. That's Watkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Hurts. And one more time, that's Watkins. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And, partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Micah Parsons from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll set up to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And once again, this is Sanders. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
We talk about setting a tone or beginning a drive. That run was absolutely textbook. I'm telling you, partner, now they're not just thinking about an easy drive. They're thinking about maybe taking it downfield.
Yeah, started at their 2. Now they've got a heavy amount of breathing room. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Now, we all know that an offense coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. And when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate. No turnover either.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Prescott. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Well, Fletcher Cox, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and another sack to his ledger there. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Prescott. And now Prescott is going to be taken down. He couldn't get away, and that's a safety. So the screen pass goes backwards. That play seemed to have a potential disaster written all over it from the start.
I mean, wasn't that a tough spot on the field to make that call? You're inviting defensive linemen and linebackers to get pressure. So if one of them sniffs this out, you're definitely in danger, and this time it costs them 2 points.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Airing it out deep for Smith.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 41. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. So the drive's going to start with Pollard, and he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
Milton Williams there on the tackle.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all, because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback, because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 13. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Throwing is Hurts.
It's complete to Brown, right side.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down. back to throw. And this is caught by Watkins.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll go option to the short side. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a first down.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
And they'll accept that penalty.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Running right, here's Sanders. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And this is caught. It's Brown.
He's going to have the first down and then some.
It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
They'll run with Sanders, and he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Eagles go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Elliott on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 6-point game. A 10-play drive that time. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense as we eke closer and closer to intermission. Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
First down, Prescott. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
To throw again on second down, Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe a Cowboy was there to get it. He was, and Dallas will maintain possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Under pressure, they got him again. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's third and long. Up the middle. Here's Elliott. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Taking it about the 16. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And it will be Eagles football, first and 10.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
On first down, Hurts. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. He'll look to throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
Devontae Smith, the intended receiver.
And it's second down. He'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Bottom line is that he is just something else as a runner because there are not many QBs in this league who can rip up a game that big, and he did it with the defense giving him a little extra attention after he hit him on a run earlier this series.
So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. He'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal.
And they ran just a little underneath route here on first and goal, but there's really not a whole lot of room to operate this close to the goal line. He's just not able to get loose after the catch.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. They're going to look to throw. Caught on the slant. Driving for the goal line, but he's marked down short. And with no timeouts, no chance to get the field goal unit out there. And frustration going to set in, as that is going to be how this first half will come to a close.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First things first, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for Philadelphia. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. And the Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it is really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it, and in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Hurts. Got a man. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 22 yards there, a first down. Hurts. And that's incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback, Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Back to throw here.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the 2nd half. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Second and 8 coming from the 19.
Again, it's Elliott. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
It's showtime, baby. This is your game, baby.
Tenth carry now for Elliott. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Second down at 4.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott.
And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
I know at times today's NFL sure feels like everything's about the guy throwing the football. But when you got a guy who can run it and move it and gain this type of yardage, you'll take him each and every time.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And some room to maneuver. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 89 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Off the play fake, Prescott. Over the middle here to Brown. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
On 2nd and goal, Prescott, touchdown! Jake Ferguson, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys have tied the ball game with a chance to take the lead. Well, they were down 6 at intermission, but they quickly erased that deficit. And, Charles, now they've got a chance to take the lead.
And while being down 6 points, obviously not an insurmountable lead, tying a game up, that just relaxes a whole team, doesn't it? And now when you have the extra point and you go up, you really feel good about what you've accomplished.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And out come the Eagles.
Once again, we got to get it done as a group.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And connecting quickly with Goddard. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Over the middle to Smith. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up second down. They'll look to throw here. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They go play action with Hurts. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's swung out wide to Sanders. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Throwing is Hurts. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Grant Calcaterra, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Eagles have retaken a 3rd-quarter lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
And a call from Nick Sirianni. Let's go for 2 here, he says. They'll turn to Sanders. And he is not going to make it to the goal line. So the defense holds, and this remains a 5-point game. You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it at practices. Extra periods being put in for the offense on these 2-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage. Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. On play action, they'll throw. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it's 2nd down. Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging. A little tapestry, if you will. Oh, I like it.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A 1st down carry by Elliott. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Looking deep for Hilton. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop it well short.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he's on to punt for Dallas. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Back now in Arlington. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And a nice run to get this up over the 20-yard line.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fielded at about the 28. That'll be a 47-yard punt officially, 5 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
From the 38, Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the 1st.
Here we go. Rock and roll, baby. They gotta walk that walk, baby.
Inside give to Elliott. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Let's go, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's dominate this. Let's go now. Let's go.
On 2nd and 7, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This would be a critical call.
Going with their tight end on 4th. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. 4th and inches in plus territory. That seemed like a prime spot to go for it.
It certainly did, and there's so many things that go into it. Are you too far away for a field goal, but not far away to punt it? Do you just feel like your offense is better? I just think in today's NFL, offense feels like it has to take care of the football, has to keep the ball, because scoring is up. You better maximize every possession. You trust your offense more than you trust your defense in today's league.
A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott.
Down to about the 37.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37.
Looking to throw. Prescott. On the left side, Gallup's got it.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Prescott to throw it.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off by Avonte Maddox.
And the Eagles are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. A 4th down, they felt compelled to go for it, and he throws the INT.
Yeah, he knows that you can't take a sack there, so he had to try and force one in. Now, this might not be a throw he makes if we're in the 2nd quarter, but he had to take the chance there, and this one wound up being intercepted.
The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field.
Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at the 34.
He'll start with a handoff to Sanders.
A nice little... As Sanders has it poked free. But I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was. And Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Second and short now following the fumble. Here's Hurts to throw.
And this is caught by Watkins. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Let's go, man. What's the deal? Let's go now. Let's go. Let's rock it, man. Let's go. Once again, we got to get it done.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
This will be caught by Brown.
And he'll be brought down at the 27. So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield. Third down here.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
The Eagles on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 15. They're going to look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Barr. And the Cowboys are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. And he's got it inside the 10. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A big play there for Philly. 48 yards.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to greenlight that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Sanders again. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown, and the Eagles are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over, and here a late turnover leads to a fourth quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Throwing, Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. To throw is Prescott. And this one quickly to Lamb. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give here to Pollard. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Now Prescott. Flush to his right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now Dak. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts. make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard and the time left on the clock? As you noted, so many things to go through.
They do tack on the extra point as well. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game. Challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers, anyone who's going to lay down a block. Don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Let's go, baby. Turn it up. Let's do it.
And the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this is caught. It's Brown. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they will take a knee here. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.